Hello and welcome to the Business English Podcast. Let me kick things off by asking all of you a question. Do you ever feel stuck when you try to improve your English listening skills? I'm guessing many of you do, right?
Absolutely. This topic is crucial because our global world expects us to communicate with clarity and confidence. Learning to understand spoken English well can open doors in business and daily life. No doubt about it, strong listening skills can boost your entire professional image.
Precisely. Today, we're focusing on how to improve English listening skills. We'll outline our discussion, share best practices, and give you practical tips. Also, we plan to highlight common challenges and show how to tackle them, especially for busy professionals.
Couldn't agree more. We'll break things down into clear parts, an introduction, a main talk on our topic, 2 English lessons, some practical tips, and a closing summary. We really want your thoughts, so please share your experiences in the comments.
Exactly. Remember, we learn faster when we practice together. So feel free to post your ideas on how you improve your own English listening. Let's keep building our skills as a community. And please give this video a like and subscribe.
Totally. If our pace feels a bit quick, you can adjust the playback speed. By the way, that's a great trick to catch every word and polish your listening skills.
All right. Let's dive into today's main topic, how to improve English listening skills. Basically, we're going to discuss common obstacles, such as unclear accents or fast speech, and show how to tackle them. Indeed, more exposure to real conversation can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. In recent years, many global companies now conduct meetings in English. This trend means that better listening skills can help you adapt quickly. No doubt about it, listening is the key to catching crucial details, which might otherwise get lost in translation.
Exactly. You see, there are so many online webinars and cross-border calls now. If you miss important phrases, you might misunderstand the entire deal. Imagine you're in a virtual conference and someone asks a crucial question. You want to respond accurately, right?
That's right. There was a study showing that active listening leads to more productive negotiations. Totally. If you can grasp the nuances, you'll save time and avoid confusion. Plus, you can build stronger relationships by showing respect for what others are saying in real time.
Indeed. Let me share one example. At a major tech firm, they encourage employees to watch English news clips every morning. This habit helps them catch real expressions and become more familiar with various accents. Basically, it's daily practice leading to better comprehension.
Precisely. Another best practice is to engage with podcasts, interviews, and even entertainment shows. You nailed it when you said variety is key, because hearing multiple accents boosts your adaptability. So try different sources, and don't limit yourself to just one style of English.
Couldn't agree more. Now let's outline how we'll approach this. First, we'll discuss the challenges of understanding native speakers. Then, we'll talk about methods like shadowing and note-taking. Finally, we'll look at real-world examples to see how active listening applies in business settings.
That's exactly how I see it also. Sometimes we forget the power of repetition. Listening to a short audio clip several times can reveal phrases you missed. You're spot on about shadowing too, because repeating after a speaker sharpens both pronunciation and understanding.
Totally. Another angle is note-taking while you listen. Write down words you don't understand, then look them up. That way, you expand your vocabulary while sharpening your ears. Indeed, small habits add up, and over time, you'll notice steady improvement in your listening ability.
Absolutely. Let me also point out that real interaction matters. If you can chat with native speakers, you'll learn their rhythm and word stress patterns. No doubt about it, real conversations, test your reflexes. You have to respond on the spot, which boosts fluency in listening.
Precisely. Let's also keep in mind that mistakes are part of the journey. If you misunderstand something, ask for clarification. People usually appreciate the effort. So staying curious and open will push your skills further. Couldn't agree more that real-life practice is the best teacher.
Indeed. In the next part, we'll dive into specific lessons. We'll share some key expressions and idioms that might pop up in business contexts. You nailed it about real-life practice, so keep these tips in mind as we move on to our English lesson.
By the way, one more thing. Don't forget the value of watching business presentations online. It's basically free practice for picking up industry-specific vocabulary. So mix that into your routine for a broader perspective and more natural listening comprehension.
You're spot on. Sometimes I watch recorded keynote speeches from global leaders. Their diction is often clear, and they emphasize key points. That helps me learn not just language, but also professional presentation styles, no doubt about it, that can raise your overall business communication game.
Exactly. All right, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. Let's shift to English Lesson 1 now, where we'll explain 5 key terms we mentioned. Stick around, because these words can help you express yourself more naturally in professional scenarios. Let's begin English Lesson 1 by revisiting some terms. First up is accent. An accent refers to how words are pronounced in a particular region or country. For example, you might hear a British accent, an American accent, or an Australian accent.
That's right. You can say, her accent is easy to understand, or I struggle with his accent sometimes. Actually, mastering different accents helps with real business calls. You might face multiple accents in one meeting, so being flexible will make your listening much more effective.
Precisely. Our second term is shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a speaker and repeat their words almost immediately. It's often used to improve pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. For example, you might play a short video clip and then imitate the speaker's exact way of speaking.
Absolutely. You can practice shadowing with news segments or podcasts. For instance, pause after each sentence and repeat it. That helps you notice the subtle rises and falls in speech. Couldn't agree more that shadowing can make your speaking and listening skills more polished.
Exactly. Our third term is clarification. It means making something clearer or confirming you understood correctly. In a business call, if you're unsure, you can say, "Could you clarify that point?" Or, "Just to confirm, you said the meeting is at 10 a.m., right?"
No doubt about it, asking for clarification is vital. You might say, "I want to make sure I understand," or "Let's double-check the details." I mean, in fast-paced meetings, confusion happens easily. A simple clarification can save everyone time and prevent costly mistakes later.
Precisely. Our fourth term is nuance. A nuance is a subtle difference in meaning, tone, or feeling. You often hear it used in business contexts like, "We need to understand the nuances of this market." That implies small but important details that affect how we proceed.
Exactly. For instance, there's a nuance in how we present this offer, means there's a slight difference in approach. You nailed it. Because catching nuances in conversation can help you respond more appropriately. That's why developing strong listening skills is so critical in business communication.
Couldn't agree more. Our fifth term is exposure. Exposure refers to the experience of being in contact with language or situations regularly. For example, you might say, "Continuous exposure to English TV shows really helped my listening." The more exposure you get, the faster you improve.
Indeed, exposure is key because it reinforces what you learn. Watching, listening, and interacting in English every day helps your brain adapt. So keep seeking more exposure in small ways. Listen to business updates, watch short clips, and talk with colleagues whenever possible.
Exactly. Those are our 5 terms from today's discussion. Keep them in mind and try to use them. Now let's move on to the next segment, where we'll share practical tips for applying these listening strategies in your daily routine. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. Before we wrap, just remember, consistent practice is more effective than random sessions. Let's keep exploring real English together, step by step.
Now let's jump into our practical tips segment. We'll show how to apply everything we discussed about listening in real life. No doubt about it, small daily habits can lead to big improvements. So let's start with a few simple activities you can try right away.
Exactly. First tip. Set aside 10 minutes daily to listen to a short English audio clip. Actually, keep it short so you can focus on quality, not quantity. Try repeating tricky phrases and see if you can catch every word. That boosts both listening and pronunciation.
Couldn't agree more. Second tip. Use transcripts if available. Reading along while listening can highlight words you might miss by ear. Then, listen again without the transcript. That process helps you spot the gaps in your comprehension and gradually reduce them over time.
Absolutely. Third tip. Combine listening with speaking. For instance, after you hear a new expression, try using it in a mock sentence. You're spot on when you say that output strengthens input. So speaking what you've heard helps embed the vocabulary in your memory.
Precisely. Fourth tip. Leverage technology. There are apps that slow down audio without changing pitch. If you find certain podcasts too fast, you can reduce the speed. That way, you catch every syllable. Over time, raise the playback speed to challenge yourself and build confidence.
Indeed, many language learners now use AI-based tools to practice listening. Some platforms offer interactive exercises or instant feedback. No doubt about it, technology can be your friend. Just be sure to also engage with real voices and real conversations whenever possible.
That's right. Another practical tip is to create personalized playlists of English content. Mix business talks, interviews, and maybe short documentaries. Actually, hearing the same vocabulary in different contexts reinforces your retention. You nailed it earlier. Variety helps you adapt to multiple speaking styles.
Absolutely. Also, don't underestimate the power of repeated listening. Listen to the same clip several times over a week. Each time you revisit it, you catch new details or notice how certain words connect. Repetition builds familiarity, which is key for real understanding.
Totally. Another angle is to pair reading material with audio. For example, if you have a business report, see if there's an audio version. Listen and read at the same time for the first round, then just listen afterward. That helps link written text to spoken language.
Exactly. Let's also mention the power of community. Joining an English club or finding a study buddy can keep you motivated. By the way, practicing with others often reveals blind spots because they might notice things you didn't catch. Collaboration really speeds up progress.
Precisely. Also, if you have time, attend virtual events or webinars in English. Jot down questions or unfamiliar terms and look them up afterward. You're spot on that real-time interactions test your listening under pressure, which is exactly what happens in many business environments.
Couldn't agree more. And let's not forget about leveraging current trends. For instance, short-form videos on social media are very popular. Their quick pace can train your ears to catch fast speech. Indeed, practicing with fast content can build your ability to react swiftly in conversations.
Indeed. Also, keep an eye on new podcast trends. Some shows focus on business, leadership, or marketing, and they feature interviews with experts worldwide. You can pick up different pronunciations and vocab in a single episode. That's exactly how you broaden your listening horizons.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Daily habits, technology tools, community engagement, and staying current with trends. All these strategies can amplify your English listening. Next, we'll break down some terms from this segment in our English Lesson 2. Stick around for that.
Now let's begin English Lesson 2. From our practical tips section, we want to highlight 5 terms you might find useful. First is transcript. A transcript is a written version of spoken content. For example, a podcast transcript or a transcript of a meeting.
Precisely, you could say, I read the transcript to understand every detail. Or, check the transcript if you missed something. Now, actually, transcripts are a great learning tool because you can compare text and audio to see exactly what's being said in real time.
Exactly. Next term is mock. In our context, mock means something simulated or practice-based. For example, a mock meeting is a pretend meeting used for practice. You might say, let's do a mock presentation before the real event to gain confidence and improve your delivery.
Absolutely. Doing mock sessions helps you test your listening under less pressure. For instance, let's have a mock negotiation to practice responding to objections. You're spot on about the benefits of rehearsal, because it lowers anxiety and lets you focus on your listening strategy.
Indeed. Our third phrase is playback speed. We mentioned slowing down audio to understand each word. Playback speed is the rate at which you play a recording. For example, if normal speed is too fast, you can adjust it to 0.75x for clearer comprehension.
That's exactly how I see it. Sometimes I slow the playback speed to catch technical terms. Then I re-listen at normal speed for better fluency training. It's a flexible way to customize your learning pace, no doubt about it. Technology really helps.
Totally. Our fourth term is study buddy. A study buddy is a friend or partner who learns together with you. For instance, I asked my colleague to be my study buddy for daily English practice. It's easier to stay motivated when someone else is involved.
Exactly. You might say, my study buddy and I review vocabulary every morning. Couldn't agree more that a partner can give immediate feedback. I mean, you also build accountability because you push each other to keep learning, which helps with consistent practice and real progress.
Precisely. Our fifth term is short form. Short form usually refers to brief content, like a 1-minute video or a condensed news update. For example, short form videos are great for quick practice in business. Short form pitches or summaries can be a powerful tool to grab someone's attention fast.
That's right, you might hear, let's prepare a short-form summary for the investors. In listening practice, short-form clips can challenge your skills because they pack a lot of information into a small segment. Indeed, it forces you to listen carefully to catch every detail.
Absolutely. That covers our 5 new terms. Try using them in your routine. Next, we'll move to our closing, where we'll summarize today's topic, practical tips and lessons. Hope these expressions add some color to your business English conversations. Let's wrap up.
Indeed, keep practicing these terms in different contexts. Repetition is powerful, so don't be shy about using them often. Let's head to the final closing.
Now we've reached our closing. Today we explored how to improve English listening skills and shared practical tips like using transcripts, slowing playback speed, and working with a study buddy. We also learned key terms like accent, shadowing, and more through our English lessons.
Exactly. Those practical tips can be applied right away. If you set small goals, you'll see steady progress in your listening skills. No doubt about it, the vocabulary we discussed will help you communicate more effectively in global business environments. Keep practicing every day.
Indeed. We really hope this podcast gave you practical insights. Listening is a skill you can build just like any other, as long as you stay consistent. Couldn't agree more that real-life practice, plus the lessons we offered, should boost your confidence in no time.
That's right. Thank you all for tuning in to the Business English podcast. Feel free to share your own experiences or questions in the comments. We appreciate your support. If you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe. See you next time.
Exactly. Keep practicing, and remember that every small step counts. We're excited to learn together, so stay committed and watch your listening skills grow day by day.